Sharon goes, how are you?
Hi, Sharon.
Hey, how you doing?
We're doing well, thanks. We just wrapped up looking at Oliva from Mayfair Games. Ed was on. It's Essen week, right? It's post Essen week. So for me, this is exciting because we get to look at all the cool stuff that most people can't hop on a plane and fly for 1,500 million hours to go see. So seeing Oliva was really, really cool. And now I'm really excited to see another Essen release, 4 Years to Mars. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Good, good.
I haven't used this headset in forever, so does it sound okay or?
Yeah, sounds great. Chris, you hear it fine on your end?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good on my end. Sweet.
Okay. So back when I was working for NASA, I was doing education outreach for International Space Station. And one of the things that they produce every 2 years is a 40-page PDF on benefits for humanity. And I'm like, nobody's going to ever read 40 pages of a PDF. So what I did is said, hey, can I take this PDF and take the great stuff that's in it and make it into a game? And they said, sure, sounds good. So it's set to be a mobile game at NASA. And it was To the Moon and Beyond, as opposed to 4 Years to Mars. So it started out as To the Moon and Beyond. We made a paper prototype that I designed and had a whole bunch of people come in and play the paper prototype. And then took the paper prototype and went and made that into a digital game, which actually may still be in the mobile stores, the Apple and Android stores. But everybody loved the paper prototype so much that when I retired from NASA and started my own consulting company, I contacted all of the legal people at NASA and said, hey, can I take this and take these ideas and make them into a board game? And they said, sure. So started doing that, started out kind of a one-to-one. The mobile game is a solo game, so had to take it and make it into a multiplayer game. So I grabbed my son, who's a game designer, and said, hey, help me do this. So he took it and did a lot of the math on it and a lot of the balancing, and we went back and forth. And then I ran a demo of it at Origins like 4 years ago now, I think it is.
Okay.
And people were like, this is pretty cool, but here's a whole bunch of ideas. So
that is, when I first saw it, it was 5 years to Mars.
It was.
What happened?
And it was, it was long. And some of the feedback I got is, people don't want to play a 2-hour game. They want to play an hour, hour and a half. And I was fine with it. Actually, I enjoy it more as 4 years than 5 years, but just looked at the different mechanics and what we could do and how things could change, and took a year off of it, which of course, nobody in their right mind would want a year less of funding to go to Mars, but took a year game wise, and
we would, right? I mean, the fact that you got this thing up on crowdfunding and it's your first ever game and it comes through, it gets funded, I was happy to be a small part in helping you getting this over to the United States. And, I think it's really cool. And I just want to take a moment to point out to my good pal, Chris Taylor here, who doesn't think that I know anybody or that I'm cool. Well, I'm talking to somebody who works at NASA, bro.
I'm still on the fence.
Well, she worked at NASA. What have you done? Huh? What have you done? Okay. No, I think it's amazingly cool that you worked at NASA, that you did this outreach for kids on the game, and that from it, you built this amazingly fun game. And I am almost as if I timed it this way, but I promise you I didn't. We're ready to open up the first copy to hit the US. I know these are shipping out to backers right now, aren't they, Sharon?
Yes, they did. I actually have several friends that just received their game yesterday. So.
Well, that's how I got mine.
Very cool.
I backed it.
I haven't seen mine.
I know. Isn't that
crazy? I have not seen the production copy. This is awful.
Well, I got to let you in on a little secret here, Sharon. In 20 years of publishing games, I think I was the last person to see production copies of any of the games that I worked on in 20 years. So this is pretty cool. I've never been on the fun side of this where we get to review and talk about the games. And it's like being a kid in a candy store because I get to open all these cool new games and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So Yeah, I'm pretty excited here.
Pre-production one with pre-production copy was good, but the boards wise, yeah, they looked really nice. You would think with all these years of post-COVID, we would have this down pat.
You would think, but see, I'm very much an amateur, Sharon. So, you know, people think it's a shtick, but it's not a shtick. It's just that I'm like a bumbling idiot. So, yeah, good times. Well, over here is the final playback that came out here, which shows your Earth, your STEM, your science, and your exploration tracks. These dual layers are really, really nice. You know, they're just a nice high quality. They nest cubes very, very well. I'm really happy with how this production came out for you. Cannot complain. Let's get some cubes out, though.
So, Sharon, how long was this game in the making?
Counting the mobile version that was for NASA or counting just mine?
Let's go both.
Okay. Let me see if I can get you some facts and figures. The mobile game, actually, took 9 months, start to finish, from design to coding. So this one, the board game took quite a bit longer. Let me see what my first iteration in my files, I want to say is 2020. Pretty sure that's it.
2020.
Wow.
I want to say 2020 because as soon as I retired, I was starting to think of what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do this, how could it be a board game. 2021 actually is the first version that I went and played at Origins.
Oh, wow. So this was your pandemic. I have a really good friend of mine that's been going to Origins for years, and he actually told me about it at that show that he played this prototype from this lady from NASA, and he told me how awesome it was. And I remember going, oh, we'll have to check it out. And I think I missed syncing up with you that year, but we resynced up the following year when Travis Reynolds over at Queen Games had also come to me and said, I played this Mars game from this lady that works in NASA, and it's amazing. And I'm like, this is now the second time I've heard this 2 different years in a row. I better go check this game out. And I 100.
Yeah, that was a Gen Con.
Oh, that was a Gen Con. Okay, that's right.
That was a Gen Con. Yeah, I had tried to kickstart it, and when it was 5 years to Mars, I had tried to kickstart it, and it was just short of my goal at Gen Con, and it only had 2 weeks left in the campaign, so I shut it down because I was like, there's got to be something else. And that's where I was getting the feedback of it needs to be shorter. So, and that's when I pulled it. And then I talked to you and we talked and brainstormed a little bit, and it went to 4. So
very cool.
But I did. Cool. The first iteration has a game board that's, probably 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet instead of those nice little cards.
2.5 feet.
Yeah, it was like a slot for every single card if you had a 6-player game, which is 9 cards for each market. So it was quite large.
Did
quite
you
bulky.
get to one of those events and like lay it all out and go, oh yeah, this isn't going to work?
Yeah, I did. That was at Origins, and boy, that was an issue.
I just love when you're creating and designing and you come up with this great idea and then you build this prototype and you go, I can't wait to play this with people. And the first time you play it with people in the wild and you just go, what the heck is everybody doing? No, that's not at all what we're supposed to do. And you realize the components.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah, you're like, no, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want you to have to sling across a 9-foot table. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I've got an amazing gaming group here at home, and I ran it by them 2 or 3 iterations before even going to Origins, and everybody's like, the game board's a little big, and I was like, yeah, but I don't want to have to print anything else. I don't want to have to do this. And it's like, okay, well, just take it to Origins, see what happens. And then it's like, yeah, that was the last time you could see the game board. So nice. I've got all the old prototypes. I think I have a cabinet full of old prototypes. So
I do that too. I've got a big giant shelf of all this stuff I've made over the years, and I subject my friends to this terrible thing where I show them all my games and I go, hey, look at this game I made. And then they go, oh, that's cool. What's the theme? What's it going to be called? And I always just go, it's called Stoplights 2. And they go, well, that's just your game stoplights that you wrote a 2 on in Sharpie. And I go, yeah, but I changed it and it's new. So, come try the new stuff. And everybody just laughs at me like I'm some crazy wizard. But that's really cool. So I'm going to zoom in on a couple of things here. And I want you to just kind of give me a quick rundown of the game and what all the components are. We'll kind of look at it almost like an unboxing because it's the first time you're seeing it.
Okay.
And you can kind of give us a rundown of how the game works.
Okay.
So the first thing I noticed is I got this little mixed deck here, and it had this one single card here. So tell me about this here.
So that is the year tracker for you. So you can just stick that out, and that makes it easier to track which year you're on. There should be a little punch out that's a square that goes over the year number, and there it is right on the right.
Look at that. It even has a square inside a square. Look at that. So that you can read the year.
So you can see what year you're on.
I mean, seriously, Chris, this is a first-time designer, and she has the foresight to come up with something like that, where dummy me would have made a board and put like a cube or something on there. She puts it on a card with a little piece of her waist punch board. Very clever, Sharon. I'm very, very, I love seeing clever things in you.
Because, Sean, you did not work for NASA.
I did not work for NASA. I worked for auto mechanics, and I am dumb. I follow tech trees and simple, basic problem solving. I don't figure out how to actually launch things off of our planet to other planets. So kudos. It's pretty cool hanging out with somebody from NASA, clearly much smarter than anybody on this show. And look at all this. We have all these little reference cards for Cutthroat Game. Is this like a reference I would give to each player?
You should have a reference card on the Cutthroat Game, and you have a reference card on the base game. So the Kickstarter edition includes 2 expansions.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's the base game. The base game is nice. It's simple. You don't have to. There's no gotchas. There's no screw your neighbors. Nothing like that. So not too much player interaction. The events expansion adds global event cards to one of the decks that everybody at the table has to deal with. And expands the action deck, so actions that can take care of those events. And then the Cutthroat edition is that entire action deck that you have that you can play with that and with the event expansion. And yes, that's got all the government snark and your budget's cut, or I'm taking your funding, or I'm taking your project over, or I'm taking your research over, and
I would
stealing
never
your
believe that. The
tech
government
and your IP.
No, but the government would never do that. That's very unrealistic in your game. But other than that, oh wait, maybe that's really realistic.
Well, yeah, because you're playing a corporation that's competing to try to get to Mars. And complete all your objectives.
You're gonna do whatever it takes. I get it. So being ruthless.
Right. Yeah.
Got it.
My favorite is the Cutthroat, but there are a lot of people that don't like Cutthroat games, so that's why the base game is not Cutthroat.
Well, I think it's really smart that you did 2 play modes because, too many times I've seen a game where we play it and somebody says, oh, this isn't cooperative and I don't play those, or, oh, this doesn't play well with 5, or, oh, I want to play this, but I want to play it solo. And you've got it all. You've got a basic game, a Cutthroat game. Does it play solo as well?
It does play solo. There are solo rules in there, and it plays cooperative.
Wow. It's like the kitchen sink here. 4 years to the kitchen sink.
It is.
Awesome. Well, I see we have a die and we have a first player marker. So I figured out what those are for. And then tell me about these, because I remember a funny story in the development process that people didn't like the name for your currency.
Yeah, well, I call them space bucks because I didn't want to call them dollars, because then everybody that's a real space geek would say, this project isn't going to cost me $2. So I called them space bucks. And the more we called them space bucks, the more it came out to be Spucks. So because we're NASA and we shorten all our names. Usually they're an acronym, but in this case it's not an acronym, it's just Spucks.
I love it. I think it's awesome to have your own currency, to have your own world, and I'm excited. Show me how like a turn would work in 4 Years to Mars. How would I set up this player board here?
So the first thing that you do, it's over 4 years, so four rounds, and each round consists of multiple player turns. But the first round, you are buying research to put in your space station bays to set up what research programs you're researching. So the first year you would pass out all the player boards, you pass out a cube for each of those rows, which is each of the pieces of your program, and you just stick the cubes off to the side.
Okay.
Because you have to get 6 points. So your first point would be on the board. And it doesn't really matter if you do a color per row or a color per person. You just need 8 cubes. So whichever you would prefer. So I made it so that you can do colors because I know a lot of people like a color per person. So,
those pesky colorblind people, they're always getting there. So that's nice that you could give them all the same color and you could play colorblind friendly. And for the other 98% of us gamers, we could play by color, which is super cool. That doesn't mean I hate colorblind people. I just really hate colorblind people.
My son is colorblind, so everything had to have a symbol as well as a color. So
again,
that's why we went with what we did.
Right? Again, not how Mr. B Games would do things. No. How NASA astronauts, smart engineers would do things.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing to set up, if you're setting up the base game, you go through that action deck and you take out all of the cards that have a little icon on the lower right-hand side.
This red one?
Or lower left-hand side. That one. Yeah.
That one. Okay. I'm going to take
Since I don't have the game in front, well, actually, I have the prototype game in front of me. Let me just make sure. One of the symbols looks like a circle, and the other one is a triangle with a circle.
Yep.
So if you're playing the base game, you take all those out. If you're playing with the global events, you keep the circles in, and if you're playing Cutthroat, you keep the triangle with the circle in. So
nice. So it's it has 3 stages in the rule book to tell you how to seed. I like that. That's pretty cool.
It does. The rule book, so step by stepping it.
Well, I like that because I don't know how to read, so I just have people come on and teach me how to play the games, and that's great. So I've now gotten through this deck. I've removed all those red cards so we can play the basic game, or at least see a setup of how that works. And I'm going to give these a quick shuffle.
See a setup of the basic game.
Yeah, it doesn't look like these have been. Looks like they are not randomized. They are by card type. So let me give this a quick shuffle. What am I doing with the project deck here?
So the project deck, make sure the event cards are not in the project deck. I don't know how it's shipped, but the event cards will have the same back as the project deck because if you play the event expansion, they get shuffled into that. So I would just take a quick gander. There's 13 events, and if you look at the card face, you'll be able to tell what they are.
There were 2 different piles, and there was this little pile here of cards. I don't know if they're showing up on camera, but these all have like bad press, broken chain, budget cuts, Cat 6, cracked, global panic, hurricane.
That's the event deck.
Okay, so we're going to take these.
So set those aside.
I like where those events are going.
So set those aside.
Anything out of the project deck that we're taking out, or can I shuffle these?
Nope. The rest of the project deck you can shuffle.
Okay. And then what about the Amaro deck?
The Amaro deck?
This guy. It's the green backs.
The award deck?
No. I'm reading it upside down.
It should say award on the back.
No, it says Amaro if you read it upside down.
Yes.
You can flip those cards over.
You thought you were getting the Amaro deck, and instead you got an award.
Yes.
Major award.
The award deck is for when people complete one of those lines, their mission line. Whoever completes the mission line first will end up with awards in second. So you can shuffle the project deck, shuffle the action deck, shuffle that research deck, the blue one.
Okay.
And that deck says research, right?
No, actually,
as long as you read it right side up.
If you look at it, it clearly says Char Rouge.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's Mars speak for research. You know what's funny? My friend AC, he used to work as an audiovisual media center guy, and he used to do like really high-end, nice production stuff at the community college. And he used to help shoot like pictures and stuff for me for games in the back of my boxes. He's literally has his mic and his video muted because he's cringing at all the terrible audio video mistakes that I'm making. but it's amazing. Okay, everything is shuffled.
Okay, so how many players are we playing with? 3-player game. You deal out into a marketplace plus the number of players of those research cards. Face up.
Plus the number of research cards. Okay, so 6.
So players.
So the way things are
Yeah.
going, Sean,
Face up.
that is 9 cards, if you did not know that.
6 plus 3 is not 9, dummy. Clearly.
Oh, sorry. 3 plus the number of players.
All right.
So 6
3.
cards. Face up.
Okay.
Face
All
up.
right. Face up. What do we got here? Okay, I'm gonna get a zoom camera going.
So
here.
if you shuffled them and you can zoom into them, those are the categories of research that you can research on your space station. So you get 4 research bays. Now you can get 2 cards of one category, and that just basically boosts your research for that category.
Okay.
And we cover that when we do our end tallies. But you do those. Now deal 3 action cards to each player, and those go face down.
Okay.
Deal out 3 plus the number of players' project cards, which would be 6, into a project market, and those go face up.
Look at that.
Deal or give each person 20 spucks.
20 spucks.
20 spucks, because the government's nice. They're going to give you 20 spucks a year to complete your program.
What government is
even
this?
if it's going to take you more than 20 spucks a year? Well, no, it's the way government works. They give the contractors a certain amount of money in an award, and it still takes more money than that to complete the project because everybody underbids.
That is that sounds like some nefarious things going on.
Government snark.
And yeah, I guess that's why you called it government snark. Look at that.
That's right.
Yeah, I did.
You're like, I'm retired now. I can say that stuff. Shockingly enough, Sharon, you were the first retired person that I met, and now I'm retired too. So it's even better that we can talk games while we're retired. This is pretty cool. All right.
So go over the project cards a little bit so that you know why you want a certain research card.
All right. Well, let's take a look at these projects.
So if you look at the project cards, the most important thing, which has nothing to do with gameplay itself, is the information on the cards, which is all real stuff. The images and the information is all about stuff that people have done with NASA tech or NASA has done to make our lives easier or get us to space. So if you're a space buff or you want to know what NASA does, you can read those cards.
That's pretty cool. Remember, didn't you tell me once that some of these pictures are like actually from the lab you worked in?
There's one picture that has my husband's hand in it. And there is another, a picture of a couple of robots that another friend of mine works on.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, give me the anatomy of a card here. When I'm looking at this card right here, what all is happening here?
Okay. On the upper left-hand corner is how many spucks it takes to fund the project.
Okay.
On the upper right-hand side in the blue is an associated research topic and a reduced cost. So if you are researching that topic in your research base, it only costs you the number on the right.
Blue cards that had the little book symbol, then I get a
education.
Discount? Okay. Education. Yeah, books.
You get a discount. Yeah.
It's that guy, right? Okay. Excellent. So unlike me, if you had a real education, you could pay a little less for this item because you know how to read. Got it.
And on the bottom corner, the plus in the number is how much funding you will get extra for that card at the end of the year because projects bring in income.
Nice. Then
the important things on the left-hand side, all of those individual spots match the icons on the board. Now they're 1-to-1, so if the icon in the top one is got the little robot in it, it matches the robot on your boards.
Okay.
That's the rocket ship and the rover. So same icon as what's on the card. So if you funded that project at the end of the year, you would get to move your cube 1 forward for each icon on that card. In this case, the rover and the lander, because that's a lander, your Mars lander.
Immediately I can put what? 2, I can go 2 spots?
At the end of the year.
At the end of the year. Okay. Got it.
At the end of the year. And that's
Okay.
important because if you're playing Cutthroat, if you play Cutthroat, you may not have that card at the end of the year.
Ah, interesting.
If you play the global events, you may not have that card at the end of the year. So we don't tally until the end of the year.
I see.
That makes sense.
And then if you look at the bottom, there are 4 icons on the bottom, or 4 places for icons on the bottom. Those are the categories, and those correspond to the categories on that player card, your tracker.
Okay.
So at the end of the year, you'll take all of the project cards that you funded and you'll get to make sets. And if you have 4 cards and each of them has the beaker icon, for example, 4 beakers get you the ability to move each of those yellow cubes up 1. So you get an extra way to do your missions advancement. If you get 1 of each color icon, then you can move any cube up 1.
I'm tracking. Well, this is awesome. You would never know how much technical difficulties we're having right now because we've got the bar so low that you'd think this was going really, really well. And it is, because Sharon's here with us, and I'm super excited to have you in the studio. And I wish that our action cam wouldn't have just died so I could continue to zoom in on things for you, but we're going to have to just look at the top-down view. So
Okay.
let's continue with top-down view, and my apologies that our action cam is dead.
Well, we can go ahead and start the first year and show you what the first year does. You determine the first player in the first year by rolling the dice because everybody starts out with the same funding level.
Okay.
So high total on the dice gets to go first. Now what you do is you buy only the research cards the first year.
Okay.
And the cost of the research card is on the top of the card.
All right. So I might want to take a look at these things to get an idea. And I see a lot of people on half of these cards. And I see people. So I'm going to buy public relations. And that's 10 of my 20 bucks.
Right. The one thing you can do on each turn, if you have an action card that you want to play, you can play an action card before you buy anything.
Okay.
It's optional. However, you have to spend money because if you don't spend money, the government takes it back.
What? Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
So
with the action cards, is it just one card? So if I have multiple, is it only
it's
one card?
One card per turn. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to play an action card, you can play an action card. And the action cards for the base game are things like you get extra money next year, or you get extra money this year, or that they're kind of nice things. There's also cards in there, and it's the only thing I kept in, and it's optional if you really want to use them, but they're called security alerts, which will stop somebody from playing an action card.
Ah, okay.
So that's the only way you can get only gotcha that you got in the base game. So
okay.
The other thing you can do is you can buy an action card for 2 spucks, but you can only have a hand of 3.
Okay.
So you have to spend money. So in the first year, you either have to buy a research card or buy an action card. So you bought public relations, so refill the market with another card.
Okay.
And then play passes to the next person who can then play an action card and then has to spend money.
I see. And you spend the money on blue, or we can buy an action card if you didn't like something in blue?
Right.
Okay.
And then the last thing that you can spend your money on, it costs 1 spuck to take a card from the market, put it in the discard pile, and replace it.
Burn it. Got it. Okay. So one of these cards in the market you would like, there's material science, satellites. There's 2 of each of those. There's public relations and education.
I mean, I'm sure with space you need some satellites. So let's buy some satellites.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So that's $9.
No,
You
it's 9 spucks.
Buck back. You're right. That
No.
was Buck. I'm not going to say what I want to say right now. But, okay. So then we're going to refill this, and then Sharon has the option to buy one of these.
Okay, so what are my action cards?
You've got satellite.
Can you tell me what they say?
Well, your
No,
action.
what are my action cards? Yeah. Okay, sorry. Bottom right, because things are reversed when I look at them. Take everything with a symbol in the bottom right out for the base game. Collaboration, inside information, and which one?
New priority.
New priorities?
Yep.
Okay, I don't want to use any of those.
Okay.
Because new priorities gets rid of the market. And the other 2 I don't want to use yet.
And I believe I now have all these symbols out. Let me seed that really quick, and then we can come back in. That's why setup is important, kids. Reading the rules is good.
So what action cards do I have?
What action cards do you have, you say? Well, let's take a look. These are already pre-sorted, pre-shuffled, and ready to go, just like that for us. Look at that. So we have collaboration, new priorities, and insider information.
Well, I don't want to use any of those now. So I am going to buy, what do you have out there?
We have public relations. Yep, $10.
Okay.
$10.
I will take public relations.
All right.
Yeah.
Public relations, and I will take your $10.
Okay. So you would have played your action card before, and if you look at the icons in the bottom left, the one with the lightning bolt is played in as a reaction card to somebody else. Yeah, when Chris plays an action, you could play that on him to stop him from playing it.
Got it. And what's the heart do? Use another corporation's research.
The heart helps you. So you play the heart and you read it and the text pertains to you. And then there's another one that's a fist, in which case you play that on another player and they read the text at the bottom and it pertains to them. There shouldn't be any fists in the base game because those are all the nasty stuff.
Got it. Okay. Well, then I will hold on to my security interrupts until Chris plays something really good, and then I will hose him.
It does not just have to be me.
It does.
No, I have the best one.
No. Okay. And it's Chris's buy.
Okay. What action cards do I have?
You bought the satellite last round.
Okay.
And there's another satellite up there. There's 3 material sciences, 1 manufacturing, and 1 public relations.
And what does public relations do?
They're people. So they have the people symbol. And in the project market, we have 3 cards that get a discount for having public relations.
Okay. I will buy public relations.
That means all 3 of us now have public relations. Look at that. Okay.
Seems like a smart move.
You didn't play an action card because you bought the market, if that's okay. And we'll refill the market. It's another manufacturing.
Okay. I'll take a manufacturing.
Okay. That's 5 spucks. Give you some change. And we keep going until we either pass or more of our money, right?
We keep going until we're out of our money. Okay. And even if you're out of money, you could still play an action card until everybody's out of money. Once everybody's out of money, the year ends.
Okay. So I'm not going to, well, maybe I will play this. No, I'm not going to play an action card, and I only have 2 spucks, so I don't think I can do anything. Is that accurate?
So you can buy another action card and then discard one of your cards. Or you can use one of those spucks to replace a card from the market.
Okay. And action cards cost 2.
And if you don't want it, action cards cost 2. And if you don't want to do any of those, then you just give it back to the government.
Well, let's not do that. That's just plain silly. So I'll discard this and buy another action card and get rid of all that government cheddar.
And then you have to discard down to 3 action cards.
Yep. I am discarded. I got 2 security alerts and a research agreement. All right. So Chris, you have 1 spuck left.
We got 1 spuck. Well, what action cards do I have?
You have the research grant, insider information, and new priorities.
And what do those do?
Well, those are your action cards. So I guess you have to decide if you want to play an action because you don't have enough money to buy any research right now.
Right. What do the actions do, though?
So your new priority says discard the card in the project market and replace it from the deck.
Okay.
So it's like a kind of a wash. Another one says use another corporation's research card, discount for 1 purchase. That won't help you with only $1.
Right.
And research grant says take any research card from the deck and add it to your base. Discard 1 if necessary. That sounds like a really strong card.
It is.
I'll save those.
I think you should play that.
Read that one more time.
You can take any research card from the deck and add it to your base.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's play that action.
Okay. So any research card, huh? Is that from the face-up display, Sharon?
It is from the deck.
Oh, from the deck.
So he could look through the entire deck and figure out which one he wanted. And see, that's where the security alert comes in. So if you didn't want him to do that, you could play that and it would negate it.
Oh, so this would be a great time for me to hose my good buddy Chris and say, that seems too powerful. I'm going to security risk you because you're a total security risk, and let's not do that.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll spend my last dollar and take out a card in the market.
Wow, real jerk move.
Well, I learned it from you.
Which card would you like to discard?
What are my options? I know there was a satellite. There was a
Material science, which is this guy. There's 3 of those. There's a manufacturing, a satellite, and a physical science.
let's take out the physical science card and replace that one.
Okie. And we got another satellite.
Okay. And that cost me my dollar or my space bucks.
That's right. You're right.
And that ends my turn.
All right. And last but not least,
So is anything worth 5 or less?
manufacturing is at 5.
Take it.
Okay. You got double manufacturing.
Okay, so since I have double manufacturing, go ahead and stack them together because it doesn't take up another research bay. It just gives me extra income for my projects.
Ooh, fancy.
And then you take my 5 spucks, and I'm out of money. You're out of money. Chris is out of money. We're all out of money.
Yes. We're all out
The
of
year
money.
is over. So since we don't have any projects, we don't have to go through the tally. What we do is we pick up all those research cards,
Okay.
shuffle them in with the other ones, and now we have a research deck instead of a marketplace.
Okay. Oh, because this is just kind of like seeding the start of the game for us.
This is just seeding the start of the game, right?
Nice. Okay.
And then everybody gets 20 spucks again.
All right.
If you had played a action card that said you got extra money, you'd get extra money. But right now, I don't think anybody has. So we all have 20 spucks. So then we'd roll the dice, see who goes first, who get the first player token. You could advance the year marker on that little card.
A tie between Chris and Sharon. Chris lost. Uh-huh.
Okay. I still beat you.
So Sharon, you are our first player.
So I'll take the one in the upper left-hand corner.
This guy, the freezing disease.
Freezing disease.
Okay, that's a $6. You don't have any discounts.
Pay full price.
Paying full price is never a good thing, I think, except
When there's nothing else you can do.
when there's nothing else you can do.
Yeah.
All right, so we're putting 10 in. You get 6 back. That's leaving you with 7. Christopher, you have 2 spucks.
2
Your name.
spucks. What is available for 2 spucks out there?
There is Music to My Ears, which has no left icons, but it does have 2 bottom ones.
Okay.
New Legs, which has no left icons, but 2 bottom. And Fast Math, which has no left icons, but 2 on the bottom. Or you could obviously take Mystery Meat out of the research deck.
Yep. Which I have, one more bay left? Now, can you switch out your bays, or are they just set after
No, you could switch them out. So
Okay.
if you buy them and you end up with 5 cards, you just discard one of them.
Okay.
5 different.
Well,
If it's one that matches what you get, then you still keep
Yeah.
it.
yeah, let me do the research for my last 2.
Alrighty. And you got Science, Blinded with Science. That would now be your 4th bay. So you now have factories, satellites, science, and people. And no money because you are broke.
No, I just spent wisely.
No, you're just dumb. So I have $11. And there's not a lot of stuff back out here. So I'm going to buy a Mystery Meat for $2. Oh, I got Domo Arigato Mr. Roboto wheat. Okay, back to you, Sharon. You have $7.
Okay.
You can afford everything in the market.
But I don't have any symbols, right?
The only one with symbols are these bottom 3 in the market.
Okay.
No Leaks has 2 reds. Cosmic Couture has 1 green, and Space Sickness has 1 green.
Okay. And does anybody have a research that matches any of those 3?
Chris does, but he is out of money.
Okay, so in my action deck, I believe there's a card that says I get to borrow somebody's research for a purchase.
There sure is.
So I would like to play that card, unless you
Okay.
stop me with your security alert.
Well, because I know who you're going to borrow from, and it's Chris, and I hate him, so I'm not going to stop.
Okay. So basically, all that does is let me buy it at a discount for this one. That's not the one that lets me share it the entire game. I don't think it just lets me share it for one purchase.
Yep, it says, yep, use another corporation's research card discount for one purchase.
And so that's what I want to
That's it.
do. And I want to purchase that one card at a discount,
Okay.
at his discount.
So this is, yep, that gets you to that for $4.
I'm used to being used.
Well, true. All right. So then it's Chris's turn, and he has no money, but he could play an action card, right?
If he wants to, or
Mhm.
replace the card in the market.
And what action cards do I have left?
Well, the two you have left are discard the cards in the project market and replace them from the deck, or
Okay.
use another corporation's research card discount for one
Oh.
purchase.
Okay. Then I'll save those, and that is my turn since I am out of money.
Wah, 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 wah. Well, I think I will take this music to my ears for $1. Sorry, one Spock.
Replace, please.
And this is the Mighty Fin. This is an $11 cost. You don't have a discount for it, but it has 4 symbols on the left,
But I
red,
only
yellow,
have,
and 2 blue.
but I have 3 spucks left. Is that it?
You only have 3 Spucks left, correct?
Do any of the cards in the market match your icons?
There is one that has a robot that I have. There's one that has Chris's satellite as well.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is buy an action card for 2.
Okay.
And tell me what it says.
It's a space race. Add 5 Spucks to your current budget.
Hey, well,
Wow.
that's
you
that's
spent-
my purchase. I can't play it because I purchased it this round. So
Right. So you spent 2, you get $1 back, and then you got 5 more Spucks. Spoken and played like somebody who understands the game better than Chris and I.
Yes.
He's
unfortunately,
like, I'm running low on
there
money.
is that.
He's like, I should try this action thing. Maybe I'll get some money. Bam! I love it. Fantastic. Well, Chris, you've done a marvelous job of spending all your money and getting nothing.
Thank you.
So,
Well,
don't
you
think
could
we
wipe
can-
that market, and then he can't buy any of those.
true.
He
You
might
could
get
wipe
better stuff, but
No, I'll keep the market where it is.
okay.
All right. Well, the only other option I have here is some robotic legs for $1. So I'd buy that for $1. Name that movie? No. Okay.
Nope.
I know the phrase.
Okay.
Just not the movie.
Okay.
Market
That was
replace,
from-
please.
That was RoboCop.
That's right.
Feeling pretty old now. Nobody gets my RoboCop reference.
Oh, I've seen it. What came out? What card came out?
Microscopic vision, which has 2 reds.
And what research?
It's robot.
Okay, so another robot card. I don't like any of those. So take my card that lets me wipe out the market and replace it because I want something I can get at a discount.
Well, that seems selfish.
Hey, at least we're not playing the cutthroat game.
That is
Yeah,
true.
right.
Cutthroat would be pretty hard online.
That'd be really hard online.
That's funny. Okay, we got a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, so top left to right, we have a factory card. That's a 2-to-1. It has no icons on the left. We have a computer chip, which nobody has, that has a green and a yellow. We have a robot that has a red and a yellow. We have Earth Ball, which has nothing. But it has a people icon, which you have.
Mm-hmm.
We have Dual Purpose, which has 3 icons, 2 reds and a yellow. And we have the Sounding Off, which has 5 icons on the left.
So dual purpose is what research?
It is the coal car.
Okay, and I don't have that one.
Nope. So it's $7 if
Okay.
you're buying it. You don't quite have that much. You've got looks like $6.
Yeah, no. Can you look at the on my projects and tell me what icons are on the bottom?
You have 2 planets, 2 beakers, 3 beakers, 2 planets, and 1 green something or other.
Okay, 3 beakers. Is there a card with 3 beakers or with another beaker? A project card with a beaker that I could afford?
There is yes, no. There's an $8 and $11 cards that have beakers.
So I can't afford it. Is there one with a is the stem head on any of mine?
I don't believe so.
Okay, is there a stem head on any of the ones in the market that I could afford?
There are. The factory that you have would be $1 and it has a green planet and a stem head.
Okay.
And below that, you also have the people icon. for Earthball, which also has the exact same 2 symbols. Both are $1.
I will take the people one since I know you have people and I'm strategically stopping you from buying it.
Well, yeah, because I don't have factory and Chris doesn't have any money. I would do that to me.
That's right.
So you can take my 1 spuck.
Yeah. 1 spuck down, 5 to go. She is very, very thrifty with her government spending. Chris, on the other hand, not so thrifty with his government spending.
He's got a good project card there, though, with a lot of progress on his missions.
He went pretty hardcore on that 12.
I did.
We'll see how that pays off for him.
Well,
you know, I'm gonna
just like any government funding.
Yeah,
it's either gonna go well or not.
I mean, that makes sense. I'm gonna go with this make your own card for 2 spucks. It'll load here. The new card is another one of those coal cars, but it does have a yellow rocket and a blue pod on the left, with a green planet and a blue planet on the bottom.
Which is the unreduced cost.
6, $1 more than you have. So the only actual card you can afford in the markets is the Mars GPS for $5. It has a yellow rover and a green robotic arm with a blue planet.
I'll go ahead and take that.
And let's reload here. That's another factory card. And I've got $5. I'm going to buy this Making a Connection here with my robot farm. And that wipes me out. I don't have any more money either.
Replace the market, and then we get to do the end of the year.
All right.
So steps in the end of the year, and these are important to go in the order because certain things in the upper games can affect it.
Okay.
So teach it the right order in the base game so that when you get to the expansions, you do it right. So what we do is collect the income from our project cards. So we look at that number in the bottom corner and we add all of those up.
All the reds?
All the reds.
Okay. So it looks like you've got 13.
Okay. So give me 13 spucks.
Okay.
And now look at the research icon. So anything that I bought at a reduced cost, I get 1 extra spuck for that. So if I've got an education card on the project and I have an education in my research bay, then I get an extra spuck for it. If I have 2 cards, so I think I've got one I've got 2 of the manufacturing.
Yep, you have 2 manufacturing and 2 public relations.
So on my research cards, I have 2 manufacturing cards.
You do, yep.
Okay, so each one of those manufacturing projects are worth 2 extra spucks.
Okay, so you're getting 4 for those, and then
so I get 4 from those, and for and for the public relations, I get 1 because I have 1 card, 1 extra.
And you have 2 of those, so you're getting a total of 6. Got it. Okay.
Okay. Now you guys can add up all yours.
Well, Chris has only got 3 cards, so that'll be easy. That looks like, but one of them's got some big money on there. That's a 5er. So he's got 5, 6, 7, 8, and he matches 2 symbols that he has 1 of each. So he's going to get $10.
Okay.
Right. And spucks. All right. And I gotta go collect my whole hand here because I have like 15 cards to Chris's 3 because I'm superior player to Chris.
They're probably all worth 1, right?
They might be. So I'm going to just take a quick gander at what I have here. All right. So I got 19 spucks.
Okay. So now we'll advance mission elements. So for each of those icons on the left-hand side of the card, the cube in the corresponding row moves up 1.
You know, what's terrible is when you play games as prototypes over multiple years, when the final production game shows up, sometimes it's so much different than all the other iterations I remember. I always find that's probably the most difficult part for me making games, but quite fun nonetheless. All right. And then you got a lot. So let me line this up because it's almost like you've played before a few hundred times. You're like more. We're pushing on triple digits. And that's it.
Okay. So now we do the sets. So the set building. So if you want to look at mine first.
Yes, you have 1, 2, 3, Yeah, 4 beakers.
Okay, so take the 4 beaker cards.
Whoa, that was almost like a perfect soundbite. Okay.
Take the 4 beaker cards and set them aside.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so what do I have left?
You have 2 planets, 1 green earthy looking thing, and the red geared helmet looking thing.
Stem head, that's what I call it. Okay, so since I have the 4 beakers and the other 3 cards don't make anything, I made a set of 4 beakers. So move each cube in my yellow row up 1 in my beaker row.
Cube in your yellow row by 1.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not on the board yet, so put that one at 1 for the first yellow, the lander.
Oh, okay.
So put 1 in the lander and then move my rover up 1. So each, see,
Got it.
so I made a set of 4 in that yellow row, so each one moves up 1.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Okay. That's
So
called a
separate.
category set. 4 of a kind is a category set. I could have taken the one that's got the stem head, and you said it was a stem head and a earth.
Yeah, you have 3 earths.
Yeah. So I could have done if I had 4 earths, I could have done 4 earths instead, but you can use 1 card only in 1 set. So I could have made one universal set, which is 1 of each icon, since I had the stem head, the earth, the exploration icon, and the beaker, the science icon, and put those aside instead. But I decided I wanted 2 points instead of 1 because that universal set's only worth 1.
Got it.
So
Okay.
that's all of it. That's all of my project cards. So now you can take all of my project cards and put them in the discard pile.
Wow, you don't get to keep them from time to
Nope.
time, huh?
Nope. You did your
Okay.
projects that year. You got your income from them, and they're gone.
Oh my
Gotcha.
goodness. And then this pile here is my mega pile.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of cool stuff going on over here,
All kinds of cool stuffs.
which is bonuses. We're not actually getting a universal income next turn, right?
Well, we are.
Oh, we are, in addition to the money that we earned.
In addition to the money, but now we would check to see if anybody completed any one of their missions, it's very rare to see anybody completed in year 2.
Okay.
And we'd see if anybody won, which I've never seen happen in year 2. It should be physically impossible. So we take our 20 spucks from the government.
All right.
So everybody gets 20 spucks. If we did have award cards, you could turn in your award card for more money. They're on the bottom corner of the award card. And then we determine who's got the lowest budget for next year.
Ah, interesting. Which is definitely going to be Chris.
And he gets to be the first player.
Ah, okay. So we give him the trusty first player marker, set it up.
That
over
was my
there.
strategy.
And
That
then
was
you
your
would,
strategy?
we're in year 3, so you can put the year marker on 3.
All right, because we did we drafted and then played a full year, right? So we're halfway through 4
Halfway
years
through.
mark. Okay.
So you would play 2 more years the exact same way, and give out the award cards. If somebody gets to the end first, they get the award card. If you tie with somebody, you share that award, but you both get the maximum amount of money for it. So that would be the only difference.
Well, you know what I really like about what you've done here today, Sharon, is that in you kind of explaining us the game and walking us through how to draft and everything, it kind of felt like we just took one turn, even though we played the first turn to kind of learn and kind of seed the game and stuff. That second turn really got into the meat and potatoes of the game. Like, I don't feel like I missed anything on that seeding turn. I feel like that was just helping me get the research and the things I needed. And as we got about halfway through that year 2, for me anyway, and keeping in mind that I know I've played this in prototype before, but that's where it really clicked for me, where I had that moment and I went, oh, yeah, okay, now I understand where this tech tree is going. Now I understand where all these bonuses and the synergy, and I got dialed in. Now, I had a huge unfair advantage to you guys, and that I could just look at my table and see the cards and read them, and you guys are looking at them from afar. But I would like to just basically say at this point, I'm just a superior player. So that's
I will challenge you to a game when I see you in person.
Well, challenge accepted, my friend. And when I see you at the next convention, we're gonna have a throwdown. So let's for
Sounds
sure
good.
play this. This was super awesome and fun.